From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is your News 8 Daily for Monday, March 18th. We are almost to the end of winter, but oh boy, it feels a lot like winter out there this morning. There's even flurries in some places this morning. We're waking up with wind chills in the teens to 20s. Temps will only get to the upper 30s today. We begin this morning with brand new video of the tornado that caused significant damage in Winchester. If you go to wishtv.com, you can see security camera video from Baker Elementary School in Winchester. There's wind and hail, and when you look closely, when the lightning strikes at the top of the screen, you can see the tornado off in the distance that caused so much destruction in Randolph County. School officials tell Wish TV that this was the moment the tornado was headed toward a nursing home. According to the Randolph County Sheriff, the tornado damaged or destroyed more than 160 structures in the area, including a Taco Bell that was flattened. One of the homes that was in the direct path of Winchester's tornado managed to escape any severe damage. The house is more than 150 years old. A man who is helping restore it says the way it weathered the storm is a credit to how it was built. News 8's Colin Bailey has the story.
This 1870s home is in the process of being restored by two brothers, and while they just finished fixing the roof days before the tornado, it was damaged by Thursday's storm. Dan Allen runs a group called Stop Short for Save the Old Properties and is dedicating all of his time and money to restore 6 properties across Northeast Indiana and Ohio. One of those properties is the Stone Mansion. The mansion was one of more than 100 buildings damaged across Randolph County. The storm itself is being reported with winds over 160 miles per hour. Allen says they took a risk restoring this old mansion.
This is our retirement money. So then we hope to, what revenues we make, get a little bit back for retirement, but right now we're just putting everything right back into it. This one and all the others is because of the history and the craftsmanship.
Now, according to the Randolph County EOC, they say they're being informed of people in the community who identify themselves as FEMA employees. The EOC says FEMA has not been requested to deploy to Randolph County. And if you meet someone who you feel is suspicious, you can call the Communications Center at 765-584-1721. I'm Colin Bailey for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook for updates.
That tornado left many people without their homes and in need of supplies. The Randolph County Community Foundation says they need non-perishable food, personal hygiene items, clothing, and more. If you want to help, you can go to wishtv.com and find this story in the top stories. There are links and locations where you can help people impacted by the storms. Your statewide news network covers Ripley County, where the body of an 18-year-old from Osgood has been found in Versailles Lake. The Indiana Department of Natural Resources says the body of Carson Hughes was recovered last night under 6 feet of water. Hundreds of volunteers helped search for Hughes after he disappeared on Friday afternoon. The coroner says an autopsy is pending. A man is under arrest for a deadly mass shooting at a Broad Ripple bar that left 1 person dead and 5 others injured. Police say 25-year-old Nicholas Folk was taken into custody after the shooting at Landsharks nightclub on Broad Ripple Avenue. Officers say they heard multiple gunshots go off inside the club at around 1:20 on Saturday morning. When police went inside, they say they found 5 people with gunshot wounds. 1 died at the scene. Police say another victim was found at a nearby hospital. News of the shooting has people in the area wondering if bars need to consider more drastic measures.
Person be able to get into Landsharks with a firearm and something like that happening, it's just like maybe they just need to step up the security a little bit, maybe have like metal detectors and scan people and stuff. I mean, yes, it's extreme, but at the same time, it's for people's safety. I mean, we want to go have fun. We don't have to worry about this kind of stuff.
So far, IMPD has not said what led up to the shooting. New on Daybreak, police say public safety technology led to an arrest in a shooting we covered last week. The man who was taken into custody faces charges for guns and drugs in addition to the shooting. The shooting was on Wednesday night at a gas station off of MLK Street. Investigators say the victim survived and drove himself to a hospital where he gave a statement. IMPD says officers used city cameras and license plate readers to find the suspect's car at a home about 6 miles northwest of the shooting scene. Police say they found Michael Bell Jr. with 3 guns, more than 10 pounds of marijuana, cash, and a scale. Now to iTeam 8. The special judge in the Delphi murders case will consider contempt of court charges against Richard Allen's attorneys today. Allen is accused of the 2017 murders of Abby Williams and Libby German. His defense team had asked for this morning's hearing to be delayed, but a judge denied that request. Allen's attorneys claimed they had not received important information for the hearing in a timely fashion. Judge Francis Gohl accused the attorneys of gross negligence after an evidence leak last year. March Madness is thin in schools from Indiana, but those who are in the men's and women's brackets have a very good chance of going far. The Purdue men are a #1 seed and have a home away from home game playing at Gainbridge Fieldhouse here in Indianapolis. We will find out the opponent when Grambling and Montana State meet in a first 4 game Wednesday. The Boilers are trying to avoid a repeat of last year's tournament when a 16 seed knocked them off. Head coach Matt Painter shares the feeling of this year's selection.
It was exciting. It's exciting to be able to, just be in that room and now you see those people cheering and stuff. Like we get selected and our guys don't even get excited. You want them to have, as a little kid, right? This is what you watched. And so have that kind of, that passion and be ready to play and be ready to compete.
Purdue tips off Friday night at 7:25. The men's Final Four is in Arizona. The IU women are also in the big dance and playing in Bloomington. The 4th-ranked Hoosiers tip off Saturday against Fairfield at Assembly Hall. Head coach Terry Morin says the team is thrilled to be hosting again this year.
We're grateful. We know how hard it is to be able to host. We were hopeful, some things had to happen this week that, went our way. But anytime that you have an opportunity to play at home in front of your home fans, we really, like you said, we're not just excited, but really grateful that it worked out the way we wanted it to.
IU tips off against Fairfield at 1:30 Saturday afternoon. If they win, Indiana will play either Florida Gulf Coast or Oklahoma State. American leaders are voicing concerns about the plans of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to invade Rafah. Netanyahu says Israel is planning to invade the southern Gaza city because he says Hamas terrorists are hiding out there. But U.S. leaders are concerned about the safety of civilians. Right now, more than 1 million people are trapped and starving in Rafah. But Netanyahu claims Israel is planning on evacuating civilians before an invasion.
The evacuation, they call it humanitarian islands, and we welcome any credible plan to take care of them, but we haven't seen it yet.
President Joe Biden is reiterating his call for a short-term ceasefire and two-state solution to peace. No surprises in Russia's elections. Vladimir Putin wins another 6-year term, and the country's election officials claim he got a record number of votes. The results mean Putin is set to rule until at least 2030, when he will be 77 years old. Putin originally took office in 1999 as prime minister and has served as president or prime minister since then. Critics of his administration say the election results are farce, and they point to protests outside many polling places as proof of a strong opposition. In your business headlines from Jane King, she says students who major in liberal arts, performing arts, and theology earn the lowest salaries within 5 years of graduating from college. A study by the New York Federal Reserve found all 3 majors made a median annual income of $38,000, the lowest out of the 75 majors in the study. Other low-paying majors include leisure and hospitality, history, fine arts, psychology, all which made $40,000 or less per year. That's slightly less than the U.S. personal median income. The 6% commission on buying and selling a home is gone. The National Association of Realtors settled with groups of home sellers agreeing to end the landmark antitrust lawsuits. By some estimates, real estate commissions are expected to fall 25 to 50%, according to TD Cowen Insights. If you want to use Target's self-checkout lanes, you'll have to start limiting your cart to 10 items or less. Jane says, according to U.S. Today and reports from it, most of Target stores got the new self-checkouts yesterday. One reason, Target says, is to speed up the self-checkout process.
Let's have a listen to the Noblesville High School marching banners.
The Noblesville High School Band is heading home after celebrating St. Patrick's Day in Ireland. 100 members of the Marching Millers traveled to Dublin and performed in front of 500,000 people in an international parade yesterday. The Noblesville Band played Sweet Caroline as they made their way down the parade route. Sunday was the first time the band has left the country for a performance. The band directors say they're proud to represent the city on an international stage. Another St. Patrick's Day tradition leaves big smiles and likely some sore muscles. The Shamrock Run and Walk wound through downtown Indianapolis streets, starting at the IFD Union Hall, ending at Bottle Works, where the Garage Food Hall hosted an after-party with music, food, and beer. Brick World Lego Exposition took over Indianapolis for the 14th year in a row this weekend. There were lots of activities and 60 large displays. They included Goldcrest Castle, Serene Stud Sand Beach, and the thrilling Super Robo Rally, where people were able to navigate large Lego robots. There was even a yellow brick road. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook for updates.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.